Hello. Today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite albums I've listened to in a long time. DJ Shadow's Endtroducing. DJ Shadow, also known as Joshua Davis, created Endtroducing in 1996 with just 3 things: a sampler, turntable, and a tape recorder. He wanted to do something no one had ever done before, and try to push his own boundaries. He created an album entirely comprised of samples.
Bob Wood, National Program Director of the Chum Group, worked with us in producing
One of them has eyes as big as Jolly Ranchers. Beautiful girl. She's a beautiful girl.
Insight, foresight, more sight. The clock on the wall reads a midnight.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Break down, baby. Break down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Break down.
Hold up, before we get started.
Guess who's coming? Guess who's coming? Guess who's coming?
DJ Shadow.
Back again.
Who is he? Just your favorite DJ savior. Put a smile on your face like ultra bright.
You're just fessing, man. I don't even want to hear about it. You're just fessing.
DJ Shadow started as just that, a DJ in Davis, California, playing gigs here and there and DJing on a campus radio station, KDVS. But he knew he had 2 paths to choose from. He could either stay playing gigs and maybe get a big break and get on the radio, or he can contribute to the art form he loved, take the culture he grew up in and turn it into something new. He eventually got signed to Mo Wax Records, and with the help of James Lavelle, took that path and released Endtroducing. The sheer amount of discordant places DJ Shadow finds his samples is something I find very interesting, as most of the time he'll combine songs from many different genres, with some songs being used only for a second or 2. He'll combine electronic with prog rock, hip-hop tracks, soundtracks from obscure movies, and even avant-garde jazz tracks.
DJ Shadow, he's the king of digging. No one's iller than him. He's got a keen sense. He's got the spidey sense.
He comes here regularly and spends the day usually going through the records downstairs. And he's been coming here for a long time. And he always comes up with a big stack of records like that. We don't let just anybody downstairs, so he does have a special relationship in that sense.
He'll find all of these odd samples from a basement in a store called Rare Records, which is also on the cover of the album, where he'd spend hours looking for records to put together.
And in fact, most of my first album was built off of records pulled from here. So it has almost a karmic element of like, I was meant to find this on top, or I was meant to pull this out because it worked so well with this. So it's got a lot of meaning for me personally.
It's not only his ability to put unique samples together that makes him so interesting, as sampling had been an art form since the 80s, but it was his ability to make the samples sound like a real band. I want to look at some of the amazing moments on the album, so let's start with Napalm Brain. In the beginning of the song, when the bass comes in, the drums and bass are actually dragging and not tempo locked. I get this might be hard to understand, so I've illustrated this out in FL Studio. The top is the tempo locked part, and the bottom is the beginning of the song. As you can see, they slowly get in time with each other. This is something that would be virtually impossible to do on the sampler DJ Shadow had, and he programmed the samples somehow to slowly lock in with each other over a couple bars. It's very subtle and impossible to hear in the song, but if you're ever trying to recreate the song, it's very noticeable. Another great moment on the album is the first song, Best Foot Forward, which samples 12 songs in less than a minute. It samples songs from across multiple genres, like an abstract jazz sample from composer Stanley Clarke. Or from a Beastie Boys song, Party's Getting Rough.
You're just fessing, man. I don't even want to hear about it. You're just fessing. You're just fessing, man. I don't even want to hear about it. You're just fessing.
And even a split-second sample from his own single before he was signed to Mowax, co-created by Asian Born and Groove Robbers, called Entropy. He also uses 9 other samples throughout the song to create a cohesive intro.
Damn it, the soulful DJ Shadow. DJ Shadow. Back again. Back again. Step up. Who is he? Who is he? Just your favorite DJ Savior. You'll be just your favorite DJ Savior. Using and confusing beats that you never heard. Protect my right. Using and confusing beats that you never heard.
This is even just to name a few, as there are still 9 other samples throughout the song, only lasting a second or two. Also, if you're looking at the track list, you're probably wondering why hip-hop sucks in '96. Well, let's give some of it a listen.
It's the money.
Producing.
I encourage you to check out this album, and then check out YouTuber Nick's amazing video breaking down every sample, or the Who Sampled page, as that's where I found out where most of those samples were from. Or even the documentary Scratch, which is where I pulled a lot of the footage from. I hope you enjoyed this video about DJ Shadow, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.
I'd like to just continue to be able to express myself as best as I can in the instrument. And I feel like I have